Saint Germain, find the gratitude. I am Saint Germain, and I come to be with you at this time, in these times of great changes. I know that we continue to say that, each time we come through, changes upon you. And indeed, those of you that have the eyes to see and ears to hear, know that this is true. You see these changes happening. Maybe not as much as you would like, but you know that it is happening. I suppose to those friends, those acquaintances, those family members, that say nothing is happening. Nothing that you have said is coming true. Things of this nature. But you know deep within you that this is what you came here for. You came here to be the catalyst, the way showers, the ones to come before and show the way. And that is what you are doing, even though you may not realize it, but just in your very experiences that you have in your daily lives, you are showing this, first to yourselves, and then you will be showing it to others as well. It is your destiny, my friends. It is your destiny to continue to move forward, always knowing deep within you the path that you need to follow. Yes, you move off the path at various times, but you always find your way back. You always know deep within you the purpose that you have, or rather I should say the many purposes that you have, because they are constantly changing based on the decisions that you make each and every moment of your lives. You make a decision, and it takes you in this path. You make a different decision, and it takes you in another path. That is what you are all going through at this point, but know that the decisions that you are making, in the long run, in the big picture, are what counts. Yes, the small decisions, the ones that you make each and every moment, do definitely shape your lives. But no, in the bigger picture, those decisions are being guided greatly by your higher God selves. Each and every one of you are being guided, whether you realize it or not, even if you don't know the guides that are there with you all the time, helping you make those decisions. You can ask, certainly can ask for assistance, and you will receive that assistance. You will understand more and more why certain things happen in the way they do. And you will realize, if you haven't already, that there indeed are no accidents, everything is happening for a reason, or as Sananda has said recently, everything is connected. So understand that. Do not become dismayed by whatever circumstances you may have in your life. But however you can, whatever those circumstances might be, find the gratitude, and look for the smallest things, the beauty all around you. Whatever it might be, however it might come to you, but know that these are signs along the way, that will keep you on the right path. I am Saint Germain, and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and that you continue to forge ahead along that path, always knowing that assistance is there for you. It may come in a whisper, or it may come in a shout, but it is always there. Observing consciousness, the hidden power of words. Let's talk about something we all do every day, but rarely think about, the words we speak. They're just words, right? Wrong. Every word we say, every thought we think, carries far more power than we realize. Words are energy. They carry frequency, and those frequencies influence not only our emotions, but also how we experience life. It controls how we feel, how we act, and even what we attract into our world. This isn't just a feel-good concept. Walter Russell, David Hawkins, and many modern neuroscientists have studied this deeply. Walter Russell famously said, "You create your own universe as you go along." Think about that for a moment. Your universe, your experience of life is built word by word, thought by thought. Every word you use, whether out loud or in your mind, becomes a ripple in the energetic field around you, shaping how you see the world, and how the world responds to you. Words vibrate. High-frequency words, like love, peace, and gratitude, are like energetic fuel. They elevate your mood, open your mind, and help you feel more in tune with life. Low-frequency words like hate, fear, and I can't, on the other hand, weigh you down. They drain your energy, cloud your perspective, and reinforce feelings of limitation. David Hawkins mapped this concept beautifully in his Power versus Force frequency scale. Emotions like shame and guilt vibrate at the very bottom of the scale, while emotions like love and joy vibrate at the top. Words, which are expressions of these emotions, can either pull you toward the higher end of the scale or keep you stuck in the lower frequencies. The brain plays a massive role in how this works. The reticular activating system, RAS, which acts as your brain's filter, determines what you notice and focus on. When you repeatedly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," your RAS locks onto that belief and starts filtering your experiences to reinforce it. It will literally seek evidence to prove you right. Conversely, when you say, "I am capable," your brain begins looking for proof of your capabilities, opening you up to possibilities you might have otherwise ignored. This is how words create self-fulfilling prophecies, not through magic, but through how they shape your brain's perception of reality. On top of this, there's the concept of neuroplasticity, which means your brain is constantly rewiring itself. Positive, high-frequency words like "I am love" or "I am abundance" stimulate new neural pathways associated with optimism and resilience. Over time, as you repeat these words, those pathways grow stronger, and positivity becomes your default state. On the flip side, low-frequency language reinforces negative pathways, making it harder to break out of cycles of doubt and fear. Walter Russell's insights about the nature of energy add another layer of understanding. He believed that everything in the universe, including our thoughts and words, works like waves of energy. When you speak or think, you send out waves that interact with the world and eventually come back to you. High-frequency words, like "I believe" or "I am grateful," send out waves that attract experiences aligned with growth, connection, and abundance. Low-frequency words, however, do the opposite, reinforcing cycles of struggle and limitation. This idea ties closely to David Hawkins' frequency scale. Words associated with shame, fear, or anger vibrate at the lowest levels and create stress in the body. When you say something like, "I hate this," your body reacts by releasing stress hormones, like cortisol, which not only affects your mood, but also suppresses your immune system and clouds your thinking. In contrast, words like "I can do this" resonate at much higher frequencies, triggering the release of dopamine and serotonin, chemicals that improve your mood, increase your focus, and help you feel more motivated. High-frequency words don't just make you feel good, they literally change how your body and mind function. Imagine facing a tough situation at work. If your internal dialogue is, "This is impossible," your brain will likely shut down, overwhelmed by the negativity. But if you shift your mindset to, "This is a challenge I'm ready to face," you open the door to creativity and problem solving. Your brain responds to the shift by activating areas that support focus and resilience. It's not just about being positive for the sake of it. It's about choosing words that align your energy with solutions instead of obstacles. Walter Russell's philosophy, combined with insights from modern neuroscience, makes it clear that our words are not just tools for communication, they're tools for creation. Russell believed that understanding the mechanics of energy waves was the key to understanding life itself. Words, as waves of energy, shape our internal state and our external reality. When you say, "I am thriving," you're not just stating a fact, you're sending out a high-frequency signal that aligns with thriving, attracting more of it into your life. This connection between words, energy, and consciousness is also supported by researchers like Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton. Dispenza explains that thoughts and words emit electromagnetic signals into the quantum field, attracting experiences that match their frequency. Lipton's work on epigenetics shows how beliefs, often shaped by the words we use, can literally switch genes on or off. Positive, high-frequency language sends signals to your body to express health and vitality, while negative, low-frequency language can trigger stress responses that weaken the body over time. To integrate this into daily life, the first step is awareness. Start paying attention to the words you use, both out loud and in your mind. When you catch yourself using low-frequency phrases like, "I'll never figure this out," pause and reframe it into something empowering. Like, "I'm capable of solving this." Begin your day with affirmations that set the tone for success, such as, I am strong, or I am grateful. Speaking these words out loud amplifies their frequency and reinforces their impact on your brain. Gratitude, in particular, is one of the most powerful high-frequency practices you can adopt. Ending each day by saying, I am grateful for, and listing even the smallest blessings can shift your energy and elevate your consciousness over time. Remember, it's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing words that guide your energy toward growth, healing, and possibility. Your words are more than just sounds, they're the building blocks of your reality. Walter Russell said it best, love is the one thing in life that cannot be resisted. By choosing words rooted in love, courage, and belief, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your life. Every word you speak is a wave of energy. Make those waves count. The Blue Avians, living energy of time. We return now to speak more clearly, more directly, about the energy of time, for many have forgotten its presence as a living force. Time is not a backdrop. It is not a ticking sequence. It is not separate from you. It is within you. Time is energy. Time is consciousness in motion. Time is the breath of creation moving through memory, intention, and becoming. Every thought you think imprints a ripple into the substance of time. Every emotion you feel colors the thread of your timeline. Every belief you hold is like a tuning fork, calling forth the harmonics of specific moments, possibilities, and outcomes. Most humans have been taught to interact with time as if it were scarcity, as if there's never enough, or as if they are victims to its speed. But time responds to relationship, not control. When you rush, time becomes sharp. When you resist the moment, time becomes heavy. When you enter presence, time softens, stretches, and expands to meet you. You are not separate from the river, you are the one shaping the current by how you breathe, focus, and feel. The energy of time flows through your body. When you feel stuck, the river of time has thickened around an old belief. When you feel déjà vu, you are brushing up against a parallel stream, another version of you, passing by. When you lose track of time and joy or creation, you are slipping into harmonic coherence with a greater field. What Kozyrev called torsion field spiral flows that carry information faster than light are the language of time responding to intention. These fields are not just scientific curiosities. They are how your prayers travel, how healing is received across generations, how you can awaken memories of other lifetimes by simply asking. We tell you now. Time is a listener. Time is a collaborator. Time is a sacred intelligence that bends to presence, opens to love, and organizes itself around clarity. This is why your daily intentions are not small things. A simple statement, I am safe now, sent clearly into the field of time, can ripple backwards to soothe a wounded inner child, and forward to stabilize a future moment. You are already doing this. But now, we invite you to do it deliberately. Here are 3 ways you can begin working with time as energy. 1. Speak to time as a being. Begin your day with a greeting. Sacred time, walk with me today. Let my steps be guided, and my choice clear. Help me remember what truly matters. You will feel the shift almost immediately. The pace around you may not change, but your presence within it will. 2. Breathe light into the timeline. Visualize a line or spiral that represents your life. Inhale into your heart, then exhale along this spiral, seeing it fill with light. Do this especially when you feel overwhelmed. You are retuning the path you walk. 3. Rewrite the past with love. Recall a moment you carry heaviness around. Say aloud. Time, I see this moment. I send light to it now. Let its weight be lifted. Let its lesson integrate. Let it evolve. Time does not resist revision. It waits for your conscious partnership. Dear ones, you were never meant to be bound by time. You were meant to weave with it. You are not small inside a linear frame. You are a multi-dimensional navigator, born to shape the spirals of destiny, and return the energy of time to its rightful place, as a friend, a guide, a sacred pulse of becoming. We walk with you. We watch with joy as you remember how to glide through time, not as captives, but as creators, with wings of radiant blue and hearts attuned to your becoming. We remain the Blue Avians. Earth Day and recalibrating our earthly bodies. Today is April 22nd, 2025. This is the 55th anniversary of Earth Day. On this day, 55 years ago, awakening humanity finally acknowledged the atrocities that our fragmented and fear-based human egos, either deliberately or inadvertently, inflicted on Mother Earth and the elemental kingdom. Humanity miscreated these atrocities through the obsolete behavior patterns of greed, corruption, and the abuse of power. Due to the unprecedented celestial events humanity en masse has experienced since the birth of 2025, the consciousness of people everywhere, both awakened and unawakened, has been raised to a higher level by their I Am presence. The company of heaven is revealing that this shift of consciousness has allowed Mother Earth to experience a cosmic reset in her ascension timeline. This reset is dissolving energetic structures that have resulted in aging, disease, degeneration, and decay, as well as mental and emotional malfunctions in humanity's earthly bodies. This is also occurring within the earthly bodies of the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth. Energetic structures that have caused inclement weather conditions, destructive climate change, and appalling pollution are also being dissolved as a result of this cosmic reset in Mother Earth's ascension timeline. Now, in order to take full advantage of humanity's global focus of attention on Earth Day, the mighty Elohim and the directors of the elements have been granted permission by our Father Mother God to accelerate even further the divine alchemy that is taking place on Earth. This alchemy is transfiguring the carbon-based bodies of humanity, the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth, into fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light bodies. Our earthly bodies are comprised of the various elements. Our physical body is associated with the earth element, our etheric body the air element, our mental body the fire element, and our emotional body the water element. All of these earthly bodies are enveloped in the more rarefied substance known as the ether element. The mighty Elohim, the directors of the elements, and the elemental beings are intelligent life forms that use the atoms within the elements for the building blocks of all manifest form. Within our earthly bodies there is a master deva that directs all of the elementals within our bodies. This deva is known as our body elemental. In the beginning, our body elemental was able to easily outpicture the patterns of perfection within our RNA-DNA messenger codes. This was largely due to the active elemental vortices within each of our earthly bodies. These vortices energized and sustained the elements within each of our bodies, which allowed our body elemental to help us maintain a state of vibrant health and eternal youth. Unfortunately, after the fall, everything changed. Our elemental vortices became dormant, and humanity fell into the illusion of separation and duality, thus tragically forgetting about the existence of the elemental kingdom. Humanity is now reversing the adverse effects of the fall. Several years ago, our Father Mother God granted the mighty Elohim and the directors of the elements permission to reactivate the elemental vortices within our earthly bodies. This heavenly assistance has been building in momentum day by day. Since that time, every year within the embrace of the full divine momentum of Earth Day, the elemental kingdom is taking this activation to a whole new level. Today, due to the need of the hour, our Father Mother God have blessed the elemental kingdom and humanity's body elementals with the ability to recalibrate our elemental vortices to the highest frequency of fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light that cosmic law will allow. This activity of light will empower humanity's elemental vortices to raise the vibrations within each of our earthly bodies to brand new frequencies of fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light. If you have the heart call to assist humanity and all life on Earth in this powerful way, please join the company of heaven and light workers around the world now. And we begin. I am recalibrating my elemental vortices. I am presence, and I am one with my Father, Mother, God. I begin by breathing in and out several times slowly and deeply. The holy breath is an essential part of life. It is a key factor in unifying the spectrums of living light throughout the whole of creation. As I am in breathing and exhaling deeply, I am attuning myself to the rhythm of the universe. I am one with the heartbeat of my Father, Mother, God. I am one with the breath of the Holy Spirit. I am one with the solar logos from suns beyond suns, and I am one with the entire company of heaven, including the silent watchers, the angelic kingdom, the elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth. I am also one with the I am presence of every person belonging to or serving the earth at this time, whether they are in or out of embodiment. Through the divine intervention of this collective body of light beings, I invoke from the very core of creation the most intensified frequencies of fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light that humanity is capable of receiving. I command through the power of the spoken word that this fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light will be used now by each person's fully integrated I am presence to greatly accelerate the divine alchemy that is transfiguring our carbon-based earthly bodies into fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light bodies. I accept and know that as this transfiguration takes place within the bodies of all humanity, it is simultaneously occurring within every facet of the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth. Now, under the direction of our Father, Mother, God, and the mighty Elohim, the fifth-dimensional directors of the elements take their strategic positions in preparation for this powerful activity of light. The directors of the air element, Thor and Aries, and the sylphs of the air take their positions at the cardinal point to the north. The directors of the water element, Neptune and Lunara, and the undines of the water take their positions at the cardinal point to the east. The directors of the earth element, Virgo and Pellerv, and the nature spirits of the earth take their positions at the cardinal point to the south. The directors of the fire element, Helios and Vesta, and the salamanders of the fire take their positions at the cardinal point to the west. The directors of the ether element, Amaryllis and Aeolus, and the Devas and Devarajas of the ethers take their positions within the sun of even pressure, in the center of the earth. Now the directors of the elements sound a cosmic tone signaling to humanity's body elementals that the time has come to manifest the next step in the transfiguration of humanity's fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light bodies. Every person's body elemental responds with deep gratitude and an exceptional willingness to transfigure our earthly bodies. My I am presence and the I am presence of every person on earth will now guide us through this activity of light. This exercise is assisting the directors of the elements and my body elemental to assimilate the new fifth-dimensional crystalline solar frequencies of light associated with the 12 solar aspects of deity on the new earth. This unfathomable light will blaze through my elemental vortices, lifting my physical, etheric, mental and emotional bodies to new heights. As I continue breathing in and out deeply, I clearly see the elemental vortices pulsating within my earthly bodies. These centers are swirling vortices of divine light. They are shining like the sun. There are 5 of these vortices, each one specifically designed to nourish and empower one of the 5 elements within my earthly bodies. I begin by focusing my attention on the ether vortex, which is pulsating above my head. I put the full power of my concentration on this spinning vortex of light. It is expanding and blazing like the sun. I breathe the holy breath into the center of the ether vortex, and I affirm with deep feeling. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. The ether vortex is now recalibrated. The light of God expands and expands through the ether element, and my 4 earthly bodies are bathed in the rarefied ethers associated with the fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light of the new earth. I now focus the full power of my attention on the air vortex, which is pulsating within the location of my throat chakra. I breathe the holy breath into the center of the air vortex. It is expanding and blazing like the sun. I affirm with deep feeling. I am the breath of the Holy Spirit. I am the breath of the Holy Spirit. I am the breath of the Holy Spirit. The air vortex is now recalibrated. The light of God expands and expands through the air element within my vehicles, and my etheric body is transfigured. I now focus the full power of my attention on the fire vortex which is pulsating within the location of my sternum, in the center of my chest. I breathe the holy breath into the center of the fire vortex. It is expanding and blazing like the sun. I affirm with deep feeling. I am the sacred fire breath of the Almighty. I am the sacred fire breath of the Almighty. I am the sacred fire breath of the Almighty. The fire vortex is now recalibrated. The light of God expands and expands through the fire element within my vehicles, and my mental body is transfigured. I now focus the full power of my attention on the water vortex which is pulsating within the location of my root chakra, at the base of my spine. I breathe the holy breath into the center of the water vortex. It is expanding and blazing like the sun. I affirm with deep feeling. I am the harmony of my true being. I am the harmony of my true being. I am the harmony of my true being. The water vortex is now recalibrated. The light of God expands and expands through the water element within my vehicles, and my emotional body is transfigured. I now focus the full power of my attention on the earth vortex which is pulsating between my feet. I breathe the holy breath into the center of the earth vortex. It is expanding and blazing like the sun. I affirm with deep feeling. I am the master of my physical reality. I am the master of my physical reality. I am the master of my physical reality. The earth vortex is now recalibrated. The light of God expands and expands through the earth element within my vehicles, and my physical body is transfigured. The 5 elemental vortices within me have now been recalibrated to the highest possible frequency that cosmic law will allow. This has created a tremendous pathway of light through my 4 earthly bodies from head to toe. This dynamic force is quickening the transfiguration of my physical, etheric, mental and emotional bodies, as well as my evolution into Christ consciousness as a beloved child of God. As I repeat this exercise day by day, God's 5th dimensional crystalline solar light will exponentially expand through my elemental vortices, raising the energy, vibration, and consciousness of my earthly bodies. Under the guidance of each person's I am present, this activity of light is simultaneously occurring within the earthly bodies of humanity, the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth. I so decree it, and accept it, done through the power of God, I am. God bless you, dear heart. I look forward to being with you next week. Patricia, Cota, Robles, source, rayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.